now 6 decades ago. And it's always struck me as weird is that Austin has been, one of the things weird about it is that we're a city which uses the most undemocratic form of government that exists in the United States. You know, those old war healers, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, George Washington came up with geographic representation of the U.S. Constitution. And it's used everywhere from the Congress, the State House, the legislature, the city, the county, the school board, but it isn't used in Austin. You know, they try to act like that's normal. I don't think there's anything normal about it. One of the things you all need to remember when you're passing this petition around is, well, something that's been mentioned already, is that in Austin, an area of Austin that's 4 zip codes, 51% in the last 40 years of all your city councilmen have come from those 4 zip codes. It represents 10% of the population, but it elects half the city councilmen and 15 of the 17 mayors. We think that it's a better way to have every 10% of Austin elect one city councilman, and it may just accidentally elect maybe some mayors from someplace other than just 4 zip codes. The other thing is that this coalition, and Stacey Stoops and I have been involved in every attempt to do this since approximately the time we ran off at the mansion, is that this is the biggest coalition we've ever had. We've tried to do this through charter revision commissions. We've tried to do this through some combination. We've tried to do this through having liberal council put it on the ballot. The short answer is it didn't work. This time we did it, what I think, Stacey agrees, is the right way. We worked since March with people in this room and a lot of other folks who couldn't be here today to come up with a system that has been generated from the grassroots. You have a plan which is the best plan for the least districts that meet the DOJ test of being legal. And it is a plan that will meet federal tests for under the VRA Act, providing legal representations and minority groups are protected by that act. And that's the only test that any plan has to meet legally. This plan doesn't. 6 don't, 8 don't. More districts simply dilute minority representation. So this is the legal test. This is the legal plan. We also have a plan that's going to end the system that says to minorities you can have any representative that the non-minorities want to elect. In short, you can have anybody the white people give you, and you have to learn to love it. And at least for 3 years, the Hispanic community can't have a representative because we decided to elect a guy who spoke Spanish and was Jewish. Okay? So the gentleman's agreement for that period just went away. Finally, we came up with something which I think is a good idea because I did redistricting for 35 years, which is an independent commission that is not run by the politicians, it's not run by the special interests. It will be selected fairly, not by the council members. I did redistricting professionally, and I'll tell you, I never drew a plan that wasn't drawn on behalf of the people who hired me. And that was the politicians who paid my bill. And if you don't think those plans were rigged to re-elect them and do in their opponents, you believe the truth there. Okay? And the truth is, we've come up with a system that won't work like that. The politicians aren't going to like it. The people that run City Hall right now for the developers aren't going to like it. And I guarantee you everybody in this room is going to be ecstatic when you see the map. We can do this. We can spend the time to develop a good plan. And with your support and your work to collect the petitions, we can put this on the ballot and we can pass it. You're going to hear a lot of whining. The Austin American Statesmen are going to like it because they're one of those special interests. You're going to hear a lot of whining from the development community, and I have a hunch there's going to be some members of the council that are going to figure out that this ain't going to work in their interest. But if we all stay together, if we raise the money, if we get the petitions together, you may even see a charter revision commission that the majority of them may decide this is a better idea than getting down the floor with a bunch of crayons and trying to draw a map, because they're all appointed by council members. They may actually decide that the citizens are a better group than they are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it, but they might. We've been working with them. We've gone to all our meetings so far, and actually it's good, no response. The point is, if we all stay together, if we all do the job, and we find the funding, then I think this is the one time we are going to, from the bottom up, create something in Austin that isn't weird, it's fair and representative and democratic. Thank you.
Representatives from each of the neighborhoods that are member neighborhoods of ANC. And those representatives will have a vote on any issue before the ANC. Sometimes that's president, sometimes it's not. There is a resolution before the ANC that will be voted on Wednesday. That in a nutshell, I mean, it's a very long resolution, but in a nutshell, it's calling for a minimum of 8 districts. From my talking to various people on ANC and on the executive committee, I think the 10 districts is going to be well received. We'll have to add an amendment in order to add an amendment to the resolution that's already on the table. That'll be voted on Wednesday.
I think what you could do is call your neighborhood association president and tell them that you support the AGR, or the Austinites for Geographic Representation plan, sitting around districts. The mayor gets elected at large, and the People's Citizens Commission draws the lines, not the politicians and the council. Okay? Not sign it online, right? That's why you have the petition in your packet. Now you can copy that as many times as you want, but make sure that whenever you pass around the petition grid, you have the language right there attached to it. Therefore, our petition can be sent out over the internet.